Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video I want to talk about the unit circle, which is a circle centered at the origin with a radius of 1, and finding the xy coordinate based off an angle formed within the unit circle there. So we have a circle here and it's centered around the origin, and if it's a unit circle it's going to have a radius of 1, so this is going to be a length of 1 here. And let's say we want to find, for this point here on the outside of the circle, the x and the y value, and all we know is the angle based off the x-axis here. So all we know is this angle. Well, how can we figure that out? Well, we can draw a right triangle here, and we want to note that the horizontal length is going to be your x value, and the vertical length here is going to be your y value. So how do you figure those out? Well, what we can say is that the cosine of the angle theta equals x over the hypotenuse. Now the hypotenuse is the radius of the unit circle. It's 1 in this case. So anything over 1 is itself, so we can say that x equals the cosine of theta. And then we can say the sine of theta equals the opposite side, so y over the hypotenuse, which is 1, the radius. So we can say y equals sine of theta. So we can rewrite this into the cosine of theta and the sine of theta here. All right, so now we can figure out what this is based off this angle. So let's say that theta is, I want to change color, theta, well, we'll just keep it there, is 60 degrees. So, well, what is x? Well, x is the cosine of theta. Okay, so let's pop over to Desmos to figure that out. And we want to check in Desmos that we're in degrees. So if we go down, I switched it to degrees earlier. Normally it's based off radians, but it's in degrees. So we'll do cosine of 60 degrees. That gives me 0.5. So our x value is 0. Let me write that better. 0.5. The y value is the sine of theta. So let's go here and we can do sine of 60 degrees, and we get 0.866. Okay. All right, so let's do another theta. Let's do a theta of 20 degrees. All right, so in this case, x would equal the cosine of 20 degrees. That's going to equal a certain value, and y equals the sine of 20 degrees. Okay, so if we do that, change this to 20, round it to the thousandths place, we get 0.940 if we round it. Okay, and then if we do 0.866, now let's talk about how this would work out if we're in a different quadrant. Like let's say our x and y value, are here, okay? And so in this case, if we really think about it, our angle theta is going to be, our angle that we know is here. So how does that work out? Well, let's see. So our y value should still be positive. Our x value should be negative. So let's say theta is equal to, I don't know, 150 degrees. So x should be the cosine of 150 degrees. It should be negative. Let's go and see. And we do get negative 0.866. Now, does that make sense if we were to draw a triangle here? Well, if this is 150 degrees here, then this angle here is going to be 30 degrees. So we'd be taking the cosine of 30 degrees and multiplying it by -1 because this goes in a negative direction. So let's do that. And we come up with the same solution. So it does make sense. Now let's do the sine value. So y equals the sine of 150, which should be the same as the sine of 30 because they're both positive, right? So let's do sine of 30 is 0.5, sine of 150 is also 0.5. Okay, so you can figure this stuff out in this quadrant here. X and Y are both going to be positive, so this is going to be positive, this is going to be positive. In this quadrant here, X is going to be negative, Y is still going to be positive. In this quadrant here, X and Y are both negative. And then in this quadrant here, X is going to be positive, but Y will still be negative. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, teachers, check out, there'll be a link to my stuff in the description for my Teacher Pay Teacher store. And for everyone, there'll be a link to my website in the description as well. Have a great day. Hope to see you in the next one.